Ryan, congrats on the contract extension. Walk us through that and why it was important to get this done now.
It was important. I sat down with Bill actually before the season ended, and we said they want to get something done. And we talked after the season. Our goal is to get it done before camp, so I actually got it done about a week before camp, and we wanted to wait till the season to announce it. So it's been done for a while, but it's just exciting for my family to trust that we're going to be living here for a while, and I got my kids in school and all that, and I want to be here.
Ultimately, this idea of building culture, something you and Pinball have talked about. You being here in that stability, what do you think it tells not just the organization that you're committed, but the players as well?
No doubt. It tells the players that we're committed, all about continuity right now, and those guys are doing a good job, and the locker room's getting where we need to go. We got our kind of guys in the building right now, and we want to continue to improve and build on the culture we started here. It's not easy to make a rebuilding and get going that quickly. A lot of luck goes into it, but finding the right people, finding obviously the right talented players as well, and the scouting department, and everybody's got a hand in it. So yeah, I'm excited about it.
Where are we in the development of this franchise if you compare it to the other really rich culture franchises like Calgary and Winnipeg, and maybe even Hamilton? Where are you guys now in terms of building that culture?
I feel good where we're at right now. I mean, obviously Calgary, did it for a long time. Winnipeg's been doing it for a long time, and that's kind of what we're trying to get to, right? And you're judged by wins and losses, but I think wins and losses comes from the preparation throughout the week. Guys pushing each other, guys respecting each other, doing things off the field, but also doing things together and motivated each day to understand each day is what it takes to win on game day.
One thing about you see some of your players on social media talking about just how much these players like each other in the locker room. Speaking to Edwin Harrison about it as well, what has been the key to really building that this season coming off a championship?
Yeah, it's been key. I mean, we got some new players as well, and it's just like we said, it's the guys that get it, and great leadership. Like I said a few weeks ago, when the team voted for captains, there's 14, 15 guys that had a ton of votes. We only had to get to pick 4, but that just shows you how much respect some of these leaders have in the locker room. And the thing is that how you build it into a franchise and have it each year is you got to have great veterans, and then when you bring in the young guys, that's how it goes, and then it just filters down through the rest of the time you're together here. So that's been outstanding with our veteran leadership.
How has that maybe been put to use, given the fact that you guys have had 2 bye weeks in the first month and a half of the season? What has been kind of the way that this team has made sure that there hasn't been a dip in production or preparation? Yeah,
just the focus. I think these guys are grinders. They understand the process of it. They're process-driven each day. They've got to find a way. I mean, you come in here in the bye week, and there's tons of guys working out in the locker room, hanging out. So, guys are sticking around on bye weeks and doing those things so they can be in the facility and get work done. And, that's what you look for, to have those guys that are self-motivated.
You guys have established the line of scrimmage quite well, not just offensively rushing, but defensively as well. You're going in against a team in Montreal where sacks have been a problem. What areas do you think you guys can exploit?
Yeah, I think our pass rush has been really good the last 2 weeks. We got to stop the run. Most importantly, they do a good job up front with their O-line. Got to stop Stanback from getting going, make them one-dimensional, and then we can get after the passer when we know it's a pass down.
Has that been surprising to you? They're limiting him and not utilizing him as much in the last couple of weeks?
I think sometimes the score dictates that. You get behind and then you got to throw it a little bit more. I don't think he's really gotten a rhythm. He's still the same guy. I mean, he struggled a little bit last year when he first came back, and then you look at the performance he had in the East Final against us. So we got to play better on defense than we did in the East Final. We know that, and I think those guys are up for the challenge.
And then how do you look to contain receivers from Montreal like Sneed and Mack, who obviously have had pretty good games to start the season?
Yeah, I think they're 2 good players. I think, they're 2 different players. But I think we just got to make sure, we tackle when they throw their low-level routes and, rally the ball. And then we got to make sure he doesn't get behind us in the secondary. We want to keep everything in front of us, make him throw some balls in some tight windows.
And then there's weather, because it's apparently not supposed to be this weather. It's supposed to rain a little bit this weekend in Montreal. How do you guys prepare for that?
Yeah, I just told the guys yesterday when we looked at the forecast, said if it doesn't rain, it's still going to be humid because of potential rain, right? And it's going to come and go potentially. We're ready for it. I mean, we always practice in the rain. We don't go inside when it's raining, so we've had a few rainy days.
As a leader on this team, team's 3-0, and it's looking much better at this time of the year than last year. How do you maintain that without, getting overconfident and just keeping an even keel and trying to keep the winning going?
You know, it's easier said than done because, you know, everybody loves winning, and winning is fun. It makes the game fun. But, you know, just being a leader on this team and being on a lot of different teams that's won and has won a lot of games and then lost the Grey Cup and things like that, you just kind of want to stay level-headed. You know what I'm saying? Take each week one by one, 1-0. Take each team for who they are. You know what I'm saying? You don't make things bigger than what they are. So you just try to stay on the path of level-headed, keep doing what you're doing and worry about ourselves.
Who did you learn that from? If you, or did you learn it yourself, or who passed that kind of leadership skill on to you?
Like I said, I've been around. I've been to a few places, and I've been behind a lot of great linebackers. Alex Singleton actually being one of them. Just, you know, each week he would always come out with that same intensity, no matter who it was. You know, so you know, I just try to bring that in. You know, we won a lot of games there, so whatever it helps, you know, whatever's a winning formula, I want to be a part of it.
Last year, the team went through some rough spells to start the season, specifically internally. How did the team come out of that a better team once it did? I mean, obviously, you won the Grey Cup, but how has that helped this year's team, you know, become a better team?
Man, we're close. Like, we're a tight group. And, you know, it's a lot of teams say that, and I think, you know, you kind of take it for granted that what that can do for a team and, you know, the kind of camaraderie that builds for, you know, your environment and coming in to work every day. But everybody here enjoys coming to work. Everybody here enjoys being around each other. And, you know, that just builds. And the more games you play, man, you know, it just piles on top of each other, and it becomes a scary thing for other teams.
You've only played 3 games, 13 takeaways defensively. What's clicked so well with your group?
It's that friendship, I think, that we all have as a group, you know, that understanding and belief in each other, you know, that belief and accountability that we hold one another accountable each practice. You know, if somebody's slacking, nobody doesn't have the right or say so to not correct one another, you know, not even myself. So, you know, just being able to do that has brought us so much closer and allows us to communicate and to kind of communicate telepathically sometimes to where, you know, it seems like things are just clicking.
How much do you guys credit Coach Mace with, you know, putting in the proper game plan each week and getting you guys prepared on a weekly basis?
A lot. You know, it makes it fun coming into the week, you know, knowing that, you know, some new things going in, you know, some changes being made, but nothing too much. You know, and you know, his energy and his love for the game and his passion, it just bleeds down into us, and we feed off of it.
You look at Friday's matchup, I mean, you're going up against a Montreal team that's, you know, averaging 5 sacks against per game. I mean, how much do you lick your chops and knowing that a guy like you with great speed and being able to get around the pass rush is able to maybe get home on Friday against Fajardo?
We'll see. I'm licking my chops for sure, but I lick my chops every week. So we'll see. You know, each week you just take it, like I said, each game, and whatever they give us, we're going to make sure we take advantage of that. So.
What was your reaction seeing Coach Dinwiddie get the news of the contract extension and what he's meant to you since you've got here?
I was excited. I love it. I actually brought it up in the team meeting today, you know, for everybody if you didn't, you know, for the ones that didn't know. But it's great, you know, just the energy, the culture that he's brought, that he's built here. And, you know, I was with him in Calgary, and it's just been the same. You know, he's always the same guy. And, you know, I love that about him. I love that.
When you hear something like with from pinball coming down to Coach Dinwiddie, that coaches the job is usually hired than fired, but he brings the fire. Like, how do you translate that to what he does in the locker room?
I keep that same fire. Like I said, every day you be that same guy, you be that same person to where, you know, your teammates and your friends and the people around you know who you are, they know what you're going to bring, and, you know, they know the kind of focus that you have each and every day. So when you have that from the head guy and you have that from your leaders, and it just goes on down to where you keep that, man, and everybody stays, you know, on the same goal.